I do opening prayer first. Dom ge do je ja je re se no yin je mo do de je bu jo mo ser je long bo do re ji be ge ja je ja be ja la ge san ze do je ja je de lo na ro dang. Mar ba me la ji je gam bo ba pa mo zhe ba je wa di gong be ga je la ma na la zo ran de re men ji je yin je bo dang ni. Te som san je gen je ngo wo nye ran sem chi ge ngo zong dong ze be za we la ma na la zo ran de. Okay, so the teaching sharing with you Bardo. The Bardo has 4 bardos. No, sorry, 6 bardos. So you have to know these 6 different bardo, okay? Very important part. The first one is called living bardo. So we are right now in the living bardo. Living bardo means when we take birth until die, it's called living bardo. And then dream bardo. The dream bardo is when you fall asleep, you have a dream and wake up, then they're gone, right? Every night you have a dream. So that dream, your experience is different than right now, when we are right now waking up time. And when you have a dream is another, you have experience. So that's why we call dream bardo. Yeah. And then called meditation bardo. Meditation bardo is, when you meditate, you are free from thoughts, and then you have another experience. So not same is like you normally what you doing things, worldly experience is gone, and you have different experience. That's called the meditation bardo. Bardo means like between, like how to call the intermediate states. Like something starting and until finish end. So that's called the bardo. So this just generally bring to bardo means 6 categories. 6 categories, within 6 categories, like with cyclic existence. In this life, next life too, together. 6 bardo, okay? So this 3 is right now, we have a living bardo, meditation, dream is like right now within when we are alive we have. So that's we're not going to share today here. Okay, we're going to share here today another 3 bardo. Another 3 bardo is a death bardo and reality bardo, intermediate states or rebirth bardo. So these 3 is when we die and then starting. 3 other 3 bardos. So that's I'm going to share with you here today. Do you get? So normally you can hear 6 bardos. Then that means very general. Within 6 bardo have many, living bardo all the way to like cyclic existence talk about. And sometimes the bardo means only one talk about becoming bardo. Like disease, have an experience in the within 49 days. When we die after take another birth, so that time disease has like diverse different experience. So that's called becoming bardo, or we call birth bardo. So they're using different names, and that's sometimes only share that topic. Okay, so today here we have a death bardo, reality bardo, this bardo of becoming. 3 of them we're going to share. So here has a lot of details, information. This is the longest one. And take really long time, but I'll go to some sections we have to skip. The reason is because very similar. You talk about one and then many like very similar. So 5 Buddha, example, 5 Buddha, you understand one Buddha, and then you have to go to these other Buddhas. It's very similar information. So that's why we can skip the sections. So now This is called hearing liberation, Bardo. Why is hearing liberation, Bardo? If you hear these instructions, so you can liberate in the Bardo. Okay? Hearing means you hear and you know how to do this practice. Even you don't have a really good practice Dharma in this life, but you can liberate in the Bardo. So that's what I call hearing liberation. And this teaching you have to receive like this. That normally in this instruction says you have to receive 3 times. When we are in the living Bardo. Then when we die, you have a really good GPS. Okay, you know how to do it. You have a very good navigate. You can go right directions. So then you're not going to lost. Okay, so Bardo normally we lost because we don't recognize what's going on. They have so many diverse experience, and so diverse experience comes, then we not knowing how to do that, or we don't know how to take that on the path, then we're going to lost. So that's the reason this teaching is very important. And then also someone dies, so you have to read these instructions. So coherent liberation Bardo is, normally in tradition, of course, the monastics study, but many lay people don't know how to read. When someone dies, they're inviting, monastics teachers like us to read. So they're ready to die, in the bed, someone die, and the teacher go to in the next to, the bed, and they read the whole thing. They read many times. So there's this heavy, the introduction, like the disease, like what is going on, you how do you take to the right direction. So all given informations. It's extremely beautiful, powerful teaching. Okay, so this teaching is come from Pema Sambhava. Pema Sambhava is second Buddha in very powerful Buddha. So he's bring Dharma to in Tibet. I think you mostly know Pema Sambhava. So we don't have to explain lots. And he shared this teaching. Then he put treasure text. Treasure text is like it's dharma. Dharma means like hidden text. And then after he passed away, actually Pema Sambhava not really passed away. Like he disappeared from the Tibet. He said, I have to go to another land, another universe. So he said, I'm free from death. Okay, so he disappeared. He go away to another pure line. And meditators, when practicing, he come back. Many practitioner has ability to see him still. And some devotion practitioner can connect to Pema Sambhava. He's still there. And he leave this text, is hidden text, put somewhere. And then he said one of his emanation comes that discover this text, they share to people. So then after Pema Sambhava left Tibet, this text is a hidden text. Then another Tertun, who discovered, his name is Karma Lingpa. So he discovered this text, and many, like Vajrayana practitioners use this text to, help that for the die person, disease. So this one has many sections. So hearing liberation has this teaching has so first one is called death Bardo. And death Bardo we introducing reality. Inter-radiance means like usually we introducing nature of mind. So I don't know, you have this before, like Dzogchen teachings, Mahamudra teachings. Also in this hearing liberation has this together. So reason is first when death comes, the most powerful practice is Mahamudra and Dzogchen teachings. So somebody practice Mahamudra Dzogchen. So then you have liberate, you can easily liberate in the Bardo. So that's the death Bardo liberation. First one is called death Bardo liberation. Someone die, momently liberate. Okay. So we say yogis no die. Okay. Yogis die means liberation. Many meditator practitioners die dissolution time and they liberate. So who can do that? Only Mahamudra meditators. So normal people not possible to liberate in that state. And then some people practice Yidam deities. Okay, Yidam deity, like we have Tankas here, and you practice these deities and the different Buddhas. So which Buddha you have very strong connections. And in the Bardo, that Buddha appear to your mind. And all you have impure perception. Normally, impure, like we have these worldly perceptions. These impure perceptions gone. You see the Buddhas and you can liberate. So that's called reality Bardo. Who can liberate in that state? Only Yidam deity practitioners. Okay, who practice Yidam deity like Chinrez, Manjushri, Vajrapane, and all the different Buddhas. And then if not liberate in that two states, first and second, then someone can liberate in the becoming Bardo. Becoming Bardo. So that person is like someone just practicing Dharma, doing good virtuous deeds, and when they die, someone help you to read these liberation teachings, and that Bardo, the disease, knows how to do good things in the Bardo. So that person can liberate in the becoming Bardo. So that's why we have 3 different levels liberation states. And right now we go to do this first one. First one is so if you are in the book this, like we go to page 4. Page 4. So page 4 here's mentioned, aspirants should experientially cultivate the steps of guidance. So we have to follow these different levels of guidance, and then practice this. The Bardo. First, we have to actually, of course, generate love, compassion. And the most important is loving compassion. Meditation is very important. And then, also need bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is like I want listening this teaching, hearing liberation. I want to liberate, and also I want to help other beings liberation. So that's the intention you need when you're listening teaching. Then long as you have that intention, when you're listening teaching, or good, we say like good virtuous deeds. So when you're listening teaching, the most important we need good intention. Okay, with good intention listening teaching, then teaching has a power to benefit to you. And without good intention, hearing teachings not that powerful, not that much benefit to you. So that's the reason, hope everyone has a good intention. And come to who here, on the zone, we need to think about I want to liberate. I don't want to stuck in the samsara. We know samsara is a suffering, okay? Because no one has true happiness within samsara. We have temporary happiness, but it's very temporary happiness is impermanent. We know that, right? And we who are here and in the world, actually, world think about human beings. No one free from birth suffering. No one free from old age suffering, no one free from sickness suffering, no one free from death suffering. So that's our human beings generally suffering. This no one can escape that suffering. Okay, general of course, like we have some happiness. And right now in Sedona, very good weather, very good view, many good conditions. We have this temporary happiness, but this also impermanent. Long as we take human being's body, we have birth suffering, no conscience. Actually, due to our ignorance, we forget. Some people say, why we cannot remember we previous life? I don't remember when we are taking birth. So how can I remember previous life? Right? Think about. Some people say, why we cannot remember if we have a previous life? If you can remember you are in the mother's womb, then you can remember previous life. If you remember when you birth, you can remember previous life. So even we cannot remember in this life, we don't remember many things in when we was a child, Most people don't remember at least like when you're 5 years old. I don't think so. Do you? Okay, so that's why we don't remember previous life. Anyway, see, we have birth suffering. We don't remember. The suffering is like, we see that when kids are born, they are crying. Mother, we see extremely painful. So some have to go to hospital, make surgery, right? Yeah, so operation or something, have to take out the baby, otherwise cannot deliver it because it's so dangerous and so painful, right? So it's a suffering. Kids is a suffering, mother is a suffering. When kids are born is crying, that means a suffering. When kids are born, no one is born laughing, happy. And that's why we have prayer. Prayer is like take birth is no suffering, same as Buddha. Buddha Shakyamuni take birth, there's no suffering. Mother is no suffering. So every beings who born and they give suffering for mother and the child also suffering. Okay, then we have old age. So that is like impermanent change. Everything change. So long as we have a young, we're going to old. See, then everyone going to have a sickness, disease, suffering, and everyone going to die this life because this body is impermanent, not permanent. Long as we have a birth, we have a death. So long as we have a sunrise, we have sunset. It's no conscience, right? So that's called, dependent. Long as you have birth, you have death. Same as sunrise, sunset. So normally we think about only this life, so important. We don't think about when we die, what we have to do. We don't think about when we come into Bardo. We don't think about this. And people, do things like never going to die. That we are so strong fixation into this, worldly things. So we worry about all the, many resource exhausting. We never thinking about exhausting our life. So then life is impermanent. We never know when we're going to die. So everything's unpredictable. So that's a death condition is so many. Death conditions are so many. Living is we don't know how when how long we live. Because death is not due to old age. Yeah, anyone can die. So baby can die, teenagers can die, and young age can die, or you go to old age die. So any time can die. Death is unpredictable, uncertainty. No one knows when we die. So we only normally thinking about this life. And that's very we're not thinking future. We're not thinking about when we die, what we do. We just only short term we're thinking about, kind of like only today. We're not thinking about tomorrow, something like that. So then this life is very short. Okay, if we don't liberate in the Bardo, The future life is very long. So same is like previous lives. See, previous life, how many take birth we in the samsara? It's countless. So many we already take birth. So many life already take birth. So same, if we don't liberate, then the life is like next life, so many life again, endless coming. So this endless, this life is a suffering, Right now we are good human being birth. If we go to wrong directions, animal life is extremely suffering. If we go to wrong directions, then hungry goes more suffering. If we go to wrong direction, harem, more suffering. So then many beings, most number of beings in the harems. And then second majority is hungry gods. Third majority is animal realm. The human beings fourth level, okay? See, then jealous gods and gods. So four like 6 different categories, gods, ram, jealous gods, human being, we call higher rams, lower rams, animal ram, hungry gods, hare rams. These 3 lower rams, most odd number. Human being, see, comparing to animals, very few, less, And the animal has so many diversity types animals. And maybe, we are comparing to one type of fish, but still human beings less than one type of fish. Diversity fish. And the many, like, you can maybe see hundreds different types of fish, right? We generally say fish, but fish has many diversity fish. Okay, one type of fish, like 100 different fish, different kind of fish, and one type of fish, maybe still comparing to human beings, but one type of fish is still more odd number than human beings. So that's why very hard to get a human being's life. Okay, not easy to reach to human being life. That's why human being is we have precious human body. The reason is because less, population comparing to other rams, especially animals, hungry gods, hare rams. And then only these teachings, who can understand? Only human beings can understand. So that's the reason human being is we call precious human body. Very hard to get, very easy to lost. Okay, so we can get very hard because you see, like in this teaching, talk about how hard to get higher realms. Very easy to go to lower realms. Even you get higher realms, then very hard to connect to spiritual path. How to liberate. That's the hardest, not easy. And that's the reason, when you're listening these teachings, you have to recognize I'm really lucky and fortunate. So when we was born, maybe until today, maybe today is the most day for you doing something for yourself, benefit, okay? Most important time or day, you doing something yourself. Normally, what we do something, but maybe no benefit, but benefit is a very temporary benefit. What we do some things like maybe no benefit anything. Maybe we create causes of suffering ourselves. Okay, so we do so much, put effort, worldly activities. So all this worldly activity put so much effort. When we die, all is useless become. The reason is because whatever you created, something in this worldly level, when we die, you cannot take anything with us, right? We have left everything behind. Everything is true, okay? What sharing here is fact. The Buddha teaching is truth and fact, not something, we making something not make sense. Do you understand? So we know, who die, they cannot take anything with them, right? They have to leave behind everything. So see, so far, how many centuries We know stories, historically. No one can take anything with them. People like many centuries until now, we cannot see anyone free from death. Everyone die. So when they die, then what they put so much effort worldly things, they cannot take anything with them. It's everything left behind. So that's the reason, we do something worldly things. Of course, some important, we have to survive. We have to take care of this body, maintaining, But, it's so much put effort for worldly things, never thinking about the future life. And you don't do anything spiritual things. When we die, nothing can take with you. So that's the reason. I think, when you do this hearing liberation teaching you receive, you understanding, this is one of your meaning for you doing something yourself. So that's the reason you have to recognize I am lucky. I have these instructions, teachings, hearing. And you need also make your service, joy for yourself. Recognize, appreciate, precious human body. So we have this opportunity, hearing these teachings. You have opportunity to cultivate, meditate this teaching. You can practice. So this only benefit to you, these teachings. Then, the point is when we die, so then who has a very good practice, they can liberate themselves. No need any helping for them. Okay, so they have ability to liberate themselves. Someone who cannot do that, then another option is we call power practice. Power is called consciousness transference. It's called natural liberation through recollection. So this power is, the transforming our conscious. Another practice, but this practice today is teaching is not power. That's just recommend. Okay, before you die, also practice power. The reason is the power. You practice, you control your mind, you use your many method. You have ability to transform your conscious. Go to pure lane. And if you have ability that you don't have to go to lower realms. You don't have to go take birth again. Okay, so normally we say practice power practice. You can go to Buddha Amitabha pure lane. So Buddha Amitabha pure lane is not like this. The long as you reach in that place, all conditions, liberation conditions. We are here right now. All condition is samsara conditions. Do you know samsara, right? 6 realms condition. We have that. But reach to Buddha Amitabha pure lane, you don't have samsara conditions. So your all is positive like condition, liberation conditions. When you birth, moment you hearing all these teachings, and you see the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and you have pure perceptions. You no longer desire to try to get the food, cloth, house. You don't have that desires. Everything comes naturally. So that's amazing. Even you are not Buddha, but you all have a good condition. So you can reach that state is do the practice power. The practice power, so person, need illness, renunciation samsara. Renunciation, do you know renunciation samsara? Okay, so I really want to liberate. I don't want to stuck in the samsara. And even you see in the human being realm, some people has, I want to enjoy in human being, I want to come back. So that means you don't have renunciation. Renunciation means you enjoy in the human beings, but I don't want to come back here. Okay? Because you see, maybe right now I'm enjoy, but I don't know tomorrow. Right? It's unpredictable. Maybe I'm okay in this life, but future life, when you take birth human beings, You don't know, you don't have like this right now what you have. Because this body is when we die is gone. So you can have a different human being body, maybe not have good conditions. So that's the reason say I really want to liberate from this human being Ram too. So that's you really need strongly you want a liberation. So long as you have that, then do the power practice is a benefit. If not, you don't have a is this I mean the what we talk about is a renunciation to samsara. Power also not easy to successful, but many practice are not successful. Reason is because another hand we attach to samsara, worldly things we love, but another hand I want liberation. So you like this, you don't have 100% certainty I want to liberate. Another hand you want to enjoy samsara, another hand I want to liberate. You not really make decision to a liberation. That's why you that kind, what is that, like you have attitude or your experience, or you have that kind of attached to samsara, you cannot liberate. Do you understand? So that's the reason, like 100% I want to liberate. That kind of intention we need. So then how do we get that? We have to examine, investigate all this samsara, everything. Then you see within samsara is nothing is really truly independently good thing. You can see anything there. So then you really want a liberation. Or you have to know liberation is like great. And you really hear or recognize that liberation is so important. Then you want to liberate. So that's the reason sometimes you have to hearing nirvana quality, liberation benefit. Another hand, you have to hear suffering of samsara. The reason is you hear all this suffering of samsara, then you want to liberate. Or sometimes we need suffering that really helps you want to liberate, okay? Suffering is a causes of liberation. Do you understand? So some people never get suffering much, but there has a suffering, but I told you forget because of ignorance. And then they don't thinking about the liberation. So that's the reason we need suffering. Suffering helps you want to liberate. Another hand, you have to hear nirvana beneficial. Okay, you want to go there. So same is like if you have really difficult country, maybe not how to say, no, you don't have a good like very danger, like what is we call problem is life is very danger, and you don't have a security, or you don't have good safety. If very danger, like you always scared, fears. Even you hear noises, you already scared, nervous because someone going to get you. See, no safety countries due to government, due to or other many reasons. And then another country has very safety and very good conditions. Okay, so also many good benefit. Then these people wanted to go to other country, it's no cautions, right? That's why we have immigrants. So then see, like they're called take refuge to another country. Or another country maybe poverty suffering, or disease is suffering, no hospitals, no medicals, something like many ways. And these people, they wanted to go to where has good opportunities. See, they take refuge to their country. So now we have to see samsara is no secure. It's a suffering anyway, sooner or later. So then we want to see nirvana, good, how to say, this good condition there. And you in nirvana, suffering, even never heard name about the sufferings. So the name is no exist there. Do you understand? Because no suffering there, no name of suffering. So then equal right, we talk about in human being realm, we have equal right. And in the devachins, there are no genders. Okay, then we don't have this like issues like the male and the female, also these problems. In the devachin, you don't have that issues because of no genders. Do you understand? Yeah. So then in this realm we have poverties. In devachin, you don't have a poverty because it's whatever you want is naturally comes for you. And here we have birth sufferings. Devachin, you don't have birth suffering. You don't have to take birth warm because of no genders there. Okay, so they how to take birth is come from the lotus born. See, easy born. It's very simple there, right? Everything very simple. Then we have a natural disasters here. In devachin, you don't have a natural disasters. Do you understand? So always like same. Whatever you want. You want to cool, naturally cool. You want to let it heat, naturally heat you. So if here we put air condition, maybe some people want air condition, some people don't want. But devachin, you have your air condition yourself. You want to cool, you get cool. You don't need to, ask somebody, I want to put air condition or not. Because you want to heat up yourself, you can do it yourself. You want that, you momentarily have. You don't have to ask someone. You no affected to any others. Do you understand? Okay, so then in devachin, no old age, no suffering. See, these things like no exist, no sickness, disease. So we think about it, we have this, we don't want these things, right? Samsara we have, we don't want that, then we want to go devachin. So what is the best, another practice is called pova practice. Pova is, another skillful method. Skillful method, you visualize yourself as a Yidam deity, and visualize the center channel, and visualize your conscious bindu in heart center, and mentally transform through your crown. So you visualize Buddha Amitabha, and that practice helps. When you die, your conscious leave your crown. And as long as your conscious leave your crown, where you go? Go to devachin. Okay, liberation path, core. Other doors, like lower doors where P and the Pope come from, go to hell realms, go to lower realms. And I knows these things like where it goes, human beings or somewhere. So that's why these doors we have to close. And the pova is called opening the door crown to liberation door. That's another practice required. Here mentioned, okay, if you have that practice, it's good. That is one of the very good practice when you die. Then if you don't have that pova, but you meditate Mahamudra, then without anything, you can liberate. That's the most powerful liberation. So this comes more information here. So then here what mentioned is like another teacher, someone died, come to there, and can perform pova for that person. Maybe that person is also someone can help them to liberating conscious to Buddha Amitabha purely. So if this, if the transferring is ineffective, so maybe they're not happening for someone, then this liberation by hearing should be read aloud with correct pronunciation, the clear diction, close to the corpse. See, then this I shared you is this teaching. Today you cannot get everything, okay? So go back to your home, you have to read. Very important. It's really, really help you, okay? And so then we die also, someone help us to read this. Right now you have this teaching. When we die, someone help this reading your ear. you can hear it when you die, and then you have very good GPS for you. Okay, so long as you have GPS, then you're not going to lost, right? They have many GPS. This is the best GPS. They tell you where is the police. Okay, if you don't want to get a speed ticket, they tell you there's a police. They tell you where's the camera. Okay, they tell you where's this traffic lights, everything. You know which go right directions. Oh, this cup is very nice. I have to drink tea. Okay, the drink tea and okay.
It comes off, yeah.
Yeah. First, I have to offering to Pema Sambhava. These teachings come from Pema Sambhava. Jagarabichim Ula Garinje Pema June Galan de Rome Dada Lana Zimbe Gananze Origin Rumbo Jela Chupambu. Coffee is really good. Tea is not that delicious. How come? I'm kidding. Tea is good too. Match together.
Look, it's magnetic.
Yeah. Wow. Oh. If the cup is not present, then sometimes the cup is not there, right? So we know sometimes like due to death is a diversity as we die, cup is not there. Then having invoked the power of truth and summoned the consciousness of the disease, one should imagine him or her to be listening in one's presence and read aloud this. So then who read these instructions, they go to the bed. You know, like example, I'm die. This is my bed, example, okay? And my body is not here because I death different ways. Then somebody help me. They come here, stay in the close to this bed, read this loudly, and think about I'm here presently listening to you. So like that kind of, you have to meditate and then read this. So then when you read these things in that time, the relative and the close friends should be advised to show restraint, because at this stage it is not appropriate to cry or dramatically express one's grief. So something like you cannot show cry, some people lose conscience, sad, these things. You cannot do that in the place. Someone die, you have to leave that space peacefully. And only someone go in there, read these instructions. Don't go there to cry, telling things, please don't die. And stay, many like people does like different kind. Some really sad, but even some not sad, they're performing sad. Do you understand? So sometimes people, a lifetime, they don't have good connection. Someone died, then they talk about the loss, try to the good connection. So do dharmas, right? Dramatic. I said this is dramatically express one's grief. So that's not good to do that. And then, because his body is present, then during the interval which followed the ceasing of respiration. So when we die, the death has two things. They're called outer breath, inner breath. When outer level breath is ceasing of respiration, then you have to perform this great herring liberation teaching. So you have to, read. Is like your ear is close to the mouth is very close to the other's ear, and you read these instructions to the who die. So that's the important to do that. Thodol means because you have to hear this in your ear. Then some people has these cautions. if I read the Tibetan language, how can hear disease because they don't know the Tibetan language? Some people think that, right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So this, die time, then the Bardo beings don't have this body, okay? Physical form is gone. So that's why they don't have different languages for them. The reason is, the point is, all this faculty is gone. Okay, boundary is gone. So right now we have our faculties, that's why we have different boundaries. And so our eye cannot see, like, long as you have this wire, you cannot see outside boundaries. Disease, they don't have this wire. They can see outside, okay? So same, and they don't have the faculties, then they can hear any language. So when even somebody is blind, they die after normal blind. If someone is handicapped, when they die after, they are no more handicapped because they not rely on this form body. Another case, you are freedom. Okay? So then when you read these instructions, like talk about herring liberation, is the telling this when we do this, like, then sharing this instruction to disease. If you make some offerings, offering to Buddha Dharma Sangha, is very good to do that. Also, without anything, still you can perform. If someone do very nice, make something like this, also good to you have tankas, offerings, also very great. Then they have a prayer called the prayer. Actually, we have to do 3-4 times. Here mentioned 3 times or 7 times. The prayer is called aspiration prayer, calling to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas for existence. So we calling the Buddha Bodhisattvas help to guide the disease. This prayer is a very short one. This prayer is, I have another book, power text, like what I mentioned, the power text. The power text has in this aspiration inside there. So if you need, you can download this text in the Dharma Center, Gardoma Buddhist Center in Ohio, or in Canada Center called Garchim Canada Center, and Virginia has called Digon Dharma Center. All this center has in the website this box. So this power text prayer, this prayer, it's called aspiration prayer, which protect from fear of the intermediate states. So then we calling this, when you chant these prayers, calling all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and help to disease, help to disease, support disease, protection, give protection to the disease. So that's aspiration prayers. Now here, so I have to share you 3 different instructions. When I started to talk about 6 Bardo, right? 6. 3 are mentioned to you. Do you remember 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so now last 3 is last 3 is going to share here. The first 3 is not going to sharing here. Okay, we are right now living Bardo. So this is a living Bardo. We're not going to talk that. Dream Bardo, when you sleep, you have dream. So we're not going to talk about that. Meditation Bardo, you meditate. You don't have this right now. We have all this experience. It's change. So that's, we don't have to talk right now. Now I'm going to share here is the last 3. Last 3 is called death Bardo. Okay, death Bardo is called introduction to the inner radiance during the intermediate state of the time of death. So here is called inner radiance. Inner radiance means when you die, you know your natural mind. Okay? So long as you have that ability, you're going to liberate in the death Bardo. Very important instruction. But this one is not easy, okay? Very, very, very hard to realize. Why? Because reason is we don't meditate enough. Most people don't meditate. Even you meditate, you're not going into the nature of mind. Your meditations may be mindful meditation. Mindful, like, okay, focus with the breath, right? Or focus with the body. Or you focus with your feelings. It's just mind present, you create something, let go thoughts, and you want to make just yourself comfortable. We call mindful meditations. That meditation not going to recognize this inner radiance. Do you understand? No. The mindful meditation.
I don't understand the word
Mindful.
Mindful.
Yeah.
There was another word that you had.
Mindful meditation.
Mind readings?
No.
Mindful.
No, this is called inner radiance.
Readings?
Inner radiance.
Radiance.
Inner
Radiance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So that's this inner radiance means like you seeing your mind nature.
I didn't get that word radiance.
Yeah. Okay. So the mindful meditation not going to recognize this inner radiance. Shamatha also not going to recognize this inner radiance. Okay. Then even you meditate love, compassion, still not going to recognize this inner radiance. So inner radiance is only recognize which practice recognize is Mahamudra Dzogchen meditations. Do you understand? I don't know, you heard the Dzogchen, Mahamudra, the teaching, do you hear that before? No? Yeah, some you know. So that teaching is only who has, then who meditate, that person can liberate in this state. Other is not possible. So that's why very hard to reach liberation in this state. Not easy to liberate. So this inner radiance, when this comes, when you time of death. So I explain that for you more, okay? So that's called the death bardo. Then second bardo is called the great illusion, elucidation, which introduce the intermediate state of reality. And when you die, after another experience comes, or you see the forms, you hear the songs, and that is called the state of reality bardo. So in this state, many people cannot liberate in this state. Reason is because they don't know how to change the impure perception is transformed to the pure perception. Do you know impure perception? Impure perception is right now we have impure perception. So example, we all have impure speech, impure body, impure mind. Okay, so pure perception is like, I can create this impure perception, change to enlightened speech, enlightened mind, enlightened form body. So that's called the pure perceptions. In this space is pure line. Buddha's pure line. And if somebody don't have that practice, it cannot liberate in this state. Then third is called third is intermediate state of rebirth. So that's why we have three different bardo here. The last one is intermediate state of rebirth. Is then bardo beings go to in the bardo. You have a divorced experience, many sufferings, followed by the karma cause and the effect. So you don't know where you're going to take birth. You stuck in that place, depending, normally we say 49 days, but some can stay maybe longer than that. So depending, and that's called intermediate state of rebirth. So these three different bardos: death bardo, reality bardo, intermediate state of rebirth Bardo. So now in this instruction, what I'm sharing you right now is what is most important going to share is when we die, and when we die, so how to you have to meditate when you die. So that's going to share here. So introduction to inner radiance in the intermediate state of the time of death. This introduction is made on behalf of those individuals who have good understanding. Good understanding means who, understanding the teachings and who really meditate, Mahamudra. So that person can, liberate in these states, but do not yet have recognition of inner radiance, as well as those who have gained recognition but have later familiarity. So here what is mentioned is in this instruction is if you have really good meditator, this instruction is not necessary. Okay, you don't need. If you know how to dive in here in this city, you don't need GPS, right? Yeah, so you know how to, you follow everything you know. Then who need a GPS, who know familiarity in the city, then that person need a GPS. Same is like who don't have really good Mahamudra meditate practice, then that person need this instruction. So see, that's why do not yet have recognition of inner radiance, as well as those who have gained recognition but have later familiarity. Some knows but kind of forgetting, not really good familiarity, then they need these instructions. If you go to big city, maybe you couple years going there, maybe you already forgetting. Later you understand, but you're not really 100% sure. Then you need GPS, right? Same like you have Mahamudra meditations, but you're not really good, habituate yet. Then you need this instruction. And all ordinary person who have received later experiential guidance, like most people, ordinary people who has some Mahamudra teachings, but not really familiarity, not that good practice ready, then need these instructions. So that's why, this instruction, the mention is like who need, the first part, okay? The normally everyone need, okay? Like if you are really good practicing, you have realization, you don't need. Everyone need. So know who going to do this. Like you need like nun or monk or some spiritual friends, sangha. Like we here like who have already these teachings, and then you help to somebody. So that's called community sangha. And that can help you to read these instructions. Like when we die, you can ask someone, So if I die first, you read me. If you die first, I read it to you. So like we need that kind of agreement, okay? Someone. So doesn't matter where you are, you have to come back, you have to read me. So that kind of, somebody have to read.
So there's something called the Tibetan Book of the Dead and Living. Are you talking about reading from that book? It goes kind of day by day?
Yeah, this is that book, the Tibetan book, Death Bardo. And if I'm die, so example, you come, you read this when I die.
And it's called the Tibetan Book of the Dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many days do you read from it?
This some people read many days. Like sometimes like just when they die, that time only read. They don't have require 100%. You just read 3 times, 7 times, good. The mentioned the reason is maybe 1 time, 2 times the disease don't get. If you read more, then it's more beneficial. It's the best timing is when they are dying. Like outer breath is gone, still inner breath is there. So that time is more powerful to help them, to guide. So then when you read, this is like very clearly you have to read. So that's this instruction. So then when you have to read, this is a very important, okay, when you read this teaching. The water energy is absorbed into the channel of persistent cognition, and the consciousness of the disease naturally arises as a non-conceptual inner radiance. Later, the water energy will be reversed and escape into the right and the left channel, and as a result, the appearance of the subsequent intermediate state of reality will arise suddenly. Okay, so this, the important section. We have 3 channels within body. Called center channel is got from here, right? And the left channel and the right channel. So there are two channels on the other side. So this talk about also, father essence is normally, when we alive, father essence is a forehead. Mother essence in the navel. So when you die, this father essence is descending down. Mother essence send up to touch to the heart. Do you understand? Okay, so this is dissolution. Dissolution, when we die, dissolution. And then when you meet these 2 essences in heart center, this energy or the conscious, so it's follow this energy, father's essence, mother's essence. It's go into the center channel. There's a center channel, and this go into the center channel. All the conceptual thoughts is gone. So right now we have lots of thoughts, right? The reason is because it's the father's essence, mother's essence is like one is here, one is here. So they produce lots of this, conceptual thoughts. This meet together here stopped, and they go to in the center channel. The mind also the be with this together essence, and your experience no thoughts. Okay, maybe sit on a weather like this, look to the space, kind of like this, no any clouds there, something like that. Okay, no any object there, right, in the space. So your mind is like that way, clear, pure, no thoughts. If you meditate in this time right now, you recognize that, this, Mahamudra. Then you liberate in there. Your this energy is no reverse again. Okay, my understanding in this teaching. Okay, no reverse again. So then you liberate. You don't have to go to birth again. So it's called death liberation. First, the number 1 state. The very few, I think, good practitioners reach in this liberation, the states in this first one. This is called first liberation. Do you understand? So who can realize in this state? You meditate in this life, Mahamudra. You feel nature of your mind. No thoughts, pure, clear awareness. Something you have great experience. Okay? Long as you have that, in this time, you recognize that your meditation, experience. You come back to samsara again. You going to go to Bardo. So all this what coming into the teachings, you don't need anything. So you liberate there. So that's why many masters call rainbow bodies or took down meditations. Like, masters die like this. See, they're already connected in own nature. You know, no conceptual thoughts. You see the pictures, you recognize. And also, you know, right now in the many living masters, when you see the pictures, you recognize their fair energy is very powerful reasons because they're not chasing the thoughts. Okay, the mind is in the natural state. So many master has like that kind of, you can see that also when you see the many master has that, also you see the pictures also has like that too. Do you understand? Okay, so that's called the Mahamudra meditators, practitioners has this ability, Dzogchen meditator, Mahamudra meditator. So then if you not liberate in that state, the water energy will be reversed and escape into the right and the left channel and as a result. So now this channel is go out. See, the water energy, if you don't recognize it, the experience, reverse again. Center channel, go to right channel, left channels. So then what happens? Result, the appearance of the subsequent intermediate state of reality will arise suddenly. So then these two is go these directions. Actually, conscious is leaving your body. So now also rising another same experience that time too. So this experience, many stages you have opportunity, but this right now is the first number one state, and then second state is okay. You water energy has escaped into the right and left channel. Then generally the length of time during which the inner breath remains present within the central channel is just about the time taking to eat a meal. So, you know, the living this, you know, this energy goes to right channels, left channels, but still this experience is rising. And time is like you eat meal means like depending, right? Maybe 20 minutes, you have a Mahamudra experience. So this experience actually every single morning we have, but too short. We don't recognize. When you wake up, there's a like when you starting waking up, rising in this inner radiance first. But then we don't have a familiarity. We don't have used to eat that. And then your mind is deluded easily. So that's why when you wake up, you know what I'm going to do, so I is rising. Then your mind is already deluded. So here is meditators also when you wake up, some subtle level waking up, like we waking up, that time is too late. And the subtle energies levels waking up time, and then they fear this nature. You know, we talk sunrise, right? Sunrise is our sunrise means like sun really, your eye can see the sun, then say sunrise. But the reality sunrise is you see in the space like some lights up. That's sunrise, first sunrise. Okay, similar. You know, when you wake up means like also they have the first state of waking up. In there, you know, you have this short, very short term reality experience, true nature mind experience. But then you waking up time is too late. So that's why in, you know, here is why you have more opportunity to liberate, because this experience is still longer term. So that's why if you meditate Mahamudra, you recognize. And then long as you recognize, you liberate. Means like you have to be in that state. You have to hold, maintain that state. And then you liberate. First you recognize, you then into that state, maintaining your experience, and you liberate. Then if then person is like, you know, don't recognize that, here is like another instructions. So then we have to read this instruction to the people who die. What in this instruction says, child of Buddha nature. So we have to call the person's name. Okay, who died, that person's name. Also, you can say child of Buddha nature. The reason is like everyone has Buddha nature. So you said child of Buddha nature, call the name of the dying person. Then, the time has not come for you to seek a path. As soon as your respiration ceases, the luminosity known as the inner radiance of the first intermediate states, you see? Like we're telling the disease, like, no, your breath is ceases, and then inner radiance rising. So you have to recognize this, which your aspiration teacher formally introduced to you, means like before you die, right now, introducing these teachings, you have to record this practice. And when we are in the death Bardo, formally introduced to you, where arise immediately your respiration ceases. See, like breath is ceases, and then inner outer breath gone, so this radiance rising. So then which kind of rising here is like introducing natural mind. All phenomena will become empty and utterly naked like space. Your experience. At the same time, a naked awareness will arise. Naked awareness means your mind is pure, no thoughts, and clear, also with awareness. So that's why naked means no any the thoughts there. Okay, so that's why your mind is naked awareness will arise. Not external as to yourself. External as to yourself. But reading empty and without horizon or center. At that moment, you should personally recognize this intrinsic nature and rest in the state of that experience. So recognize that you stay in that state, you liberate. We call delusion is your mind is follow the object. Mind follow the object. It's called delusion. Mind recognize itself is called liberation. Then you're not going to go to Bardo again. So two were introduced to you at that time. These words should be spoken undoubtedly many times, impressing them on the mind of the dying person until respiration ceases. Like someone die, so you have to tell that person many times, I'm going to tell you this. Then that time, please, you recognize, this experience. We have to tell that someone ready to die, so it's going to die, right? And then you tell these instructions like, before die. Also, your breath is like stop. This is breath is stop. We have to share this again too. Before die, also we have to tell the die person, I'm going to do you this. When you breathe stop, that time, very important creature point. You have to recognize. And you recognize, you liberate. So we have to remind them many times. We should lay the dying person on the right side of the posture of the lying. So also someone dies, put the bodies, right side of the, lay down, right side lay down. So so your right side lay down, you stop many negative energies. So you lay down left, stay like sleep in the right side, you never have nightmares. And you sleep like left side, you have so many dreams, you have so many nightmares, because it's negative energy moving there. Positive energy is moving, so that's why right side is you have to lay down. I think right side is moving the negative energy, that's why you press down. Do you understand? Negative, positive energies in the left channels, and your body will left. So that's why up, left, and or the right side channel. So you press down, then you don't have any nightmares. So same thing when die person also left, right side is laid down. You stop many negative experiences. Same is like die is the same as like we go for sleep. You for sleep. If you want have good dreams, you have to lay down right side. If you want a nightmare, then you have to lay down left side. So if you want, when you die, you want to have good experience, then right side have to lay down. So that's why right side on the posture of the lying. On the take the pause, once the troubling of the two carotid arteries has stopped. Arteries has stopped. What that means, please tell me, Mary. She knows, she is doctor.
It beats.
Mm.
Carotid artery. It comes from the heart and it's beating, putting blood up to your brain. So once that stops,
Actually, you have to press down this finger.
you can feel it.
Someone die, you push that.
Right, you can feel the pulse.
Yeah. So also like I think you need to help the dying person. You have to press down that helps like the dying person's negative energy stopped. Maybe thoughts stop. Okay. So normally doctors does that, but maybe you recognize he or she is die, right, or not die. But in this teaching, the point is you finger pause there. Pause. Where is it? There says okay. Once two carotid arteries has stopped, there should be firmly pressed at their pressure point on the neck. I see. So the when that stops, right? And then I think you have to make sure that the body press more down something, or maybe you have to push these fingers strongly, push there.
That's how you feel if it stopped.
Yeah. Then there should be familiar press at their pressure point on the neck. So then the water energy have entered the central channel. So maybe it's not going to go to these directions. They go back to again, central channel, water energy. So go back to water energy, central channel. Central channel cannot reverse and escape. So then they cannot reverse, like cannot come back to again, cannot reverse, like go to left channel or right channel. They go into central channel again. So if it goes to central channel again, then you have more this Dharmakaya experience, inner radiance experience. So no thoughts, your mind is nature experience. So normally our mind is not nature, right? Because we have so many thoughts, emotions. So all this conceptual idea. And mind is deluded. The nature means mind is not deluded, it's go back to its original one. This, water energy goes central channel, then you have more this nature experience. This phase in the process of the death is called the inner radiance of reality during the first intimate states. So it is the unique and incontrovertible. How to say this?
Incontrovertible.
What means?
Can't turn around.
Change it.
Okay, change controvertible. Enlightening intention of the Buddha body of reality, which arises in the mind of all living beings. This nature is everyone rising, you know. So the nature of mind is rising to everyone in that time. So that means like not only our human beings, like every single being who die, they all has this nature is rising. But then, of course, practitioners have longer time rising. So maybe some is like very short. So that's why depending is like our practitioners can recognize the reasons because of longer time rising this nature. So at that moment of death, this coincides with the period when the vital energy is absorbed into the center channel. After aspiration has ceased and before the ceasing of the inner breath, ordinary people describe this state as loss of consciousness. Lose of consciousness. So that generally people say, someone is lost conscious. But reality, that time has, some experience. And then this introduction of this experience of inner radiance is uncertain, like don't know how long. Okay? For it depends on the health and the characteristic of the dying person's physical condition. And on the degree of his or her proficiencies, right?
Proficiency.
In the practice related to the vital energy and the channels. For those who have considerable practical experience, or those who have achieved stability in the practice of calm abiding means shamatha, or those who have healthy energy channels, this experience can be prolonged, means like stay longer time. So now the main point is like you're meditating, Mahamudra, and then this experience is coming very long time to you. So more have opportunity to realize. Because you recognize I'm meditating, I know this truth. And you already familiarity. You see your mother, like example, you say you recognize it's my mother. So it's called the child luminosity, mother luminosity. Okay, mother luminosity is like this inner radiance shining. That's called mother luminosity. Child luminosity is your own meditation practice. So your own meditation practice, you recognize this inner radiance. It's child recognize mother. And then this, your own experience, this mother luminosity or this inner radiance, true reality rising, this one goes oneness. So it's you liberate in that state. What do you want to say?
So you said it could take a longer time, like how much longer, like days or hours or?
Here means like, during the meal time means like when you eat food, something like that time.
Okay, just that. Okay.
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Or 10 minutes. I don't know how long take the meal. So if you go to some restaurants, take 3 hours. Hopefully 3 hours, okay? Some restaurants like fast food maybe takes 10 minutes. We never know. It's also the person, you never know. Okay, some people has more longer time, some has a short time. So this also like they say like persons like channels, energy, many conditions depending persons. So some stay longer time, some very short.
So if I'm with someone who's just, stopped breathing,
Uh,
how will I know when, things have changed? Or do I need to know, or I just keep reading?
yeah, just keep reading.
Okay.
Because if you have, realization, then you see the disease conscious, the experience, but normally we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, we just good intention
Okay.
and read.
Okay. What about pulling the lock of somebody's hair? What about pulling the lock out of the person's hair to know if their consciousness has escaped?
There's some, we don't normally do that.
Okay.
So it's all, some has like they say like hair is come out from the crown, so it's that's also good sign. Yeah, some people, even to practice power, you push your finger, you can see here is like opened.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a kind, but normally just do good intention, just read.
For days?
You can do days, you can do 1 day, 3 days, it's unlimited. Much we can do, right?
I have a question about that too. Traditionally, is there an amount of time that somebody's moving through the layers of, is it samadhi, like to get to the source?
Some, yes, I think so. The reason is someone dies, some teachers stay at least 1 month in their house, do all this practice, so, 1 by 1, sharing this, not only this, like have a 100 deities practice, peaceful deities, wrathful deities, performing the prayers, rituals. And so they do like that too. Then who really liberate or not is the only teacher who has really ability to connect with disease mind. So depending, right? Even they have connect with disease mind, they never share you that.
I see.
Yeah, they never tell you I did that. Maybe some cheater ones then can say oh, I did that. If no cheater ones never say I did. Do you understand? Okay, so then just people say, oh, maybe signs of body, and oh yeah, he did good. They feel comfortable, but teacher himself never say I did. So that's depending, right? Then for those person of great negativity and those classes of beings with unhealthy channels, this phase lasts no longer than a single snapping of the finger, this time short. So who has a very strong created negative karma, and then this reality is not too long, it's very short time, go away, something we see like this, go away. You see something, but you don't know what is that. Yeah. Because it's due to heavy negative karma. In others, it may last for as long as it is take to eat a mare. And however, as most sutra and tantra, this is Buddha Shakyamuni mentioned, sutra tantra states that the period of unconsciousness of following the moment of death may last for 3.5 days. So Buddha Shakyamuni, many in the teachings, he mentioned, when your mind and the body is separate, this is conscious is kind of unconscious state 3 days. Or 3.5 days. So there's also uncertainty because individual level, generally kind of like that. Generally, one should perceive for the length of time in making this introduction to inner radiance. So all these 3 days, just you have to share these instructions. So then who going to share this? See, as for the way in which this introduction is made, or if capable, the dying person should facilitate this of his or her own accord by projecting a formerly cultivated spiritual practice into the intermediate state. So then in this instruction, what we're sharing is, if you can do yourself, is great. You can do yourself. So how you can do yourself, like before we die, okay, right now we're doing. And then we have to cultivate, practice this. And then you have ability to do yourself. So you don't need somebody help to you. You kind of independently, you have, you can do yourself. Then if you not, if the individual is not capable of this, then a spiritual teacher or student or spiritual sibling who was close friend should stay nearby and clearly remind the dying person of the sign of death in the correct sequence, right? Sequence saying, then the sharing to these instructions. So sharing is like, we share to someone die, like we have to say, this right now you have sign of the dissolution of earth into water is present. It water into fire, fire into wind, wind into consciousness, and so forth. So we have to share these instructions to, disease, like someone die. So no, you're really going to die. It's dissolution time. Your all elements is dissolved to elements. So we have to share that. Natural liberation through recognition of the visual indication and the sign of death. So the attendant should encourage the dying person to cultivate the following altruistic intention, beginning with the words. So we tell the disease also, you have to create good intention. Also supplication to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, or Guru, and create devotion to the deity. So telling the these things to the disease. So then there, is someone dies, is a spiritual teacher, you have to call the spiritual teacher's name. If normal people die, so you have to say child of Buddha nature, and then you say the name, the person's name. So that way too, then you share to the disease. So then here is the introduction is, I have arrived at the time of death. So no, you arrive time of death. So no, rely on the process of the death. Our single-mindedly cultivate on intrinsic intention. So ask them to, cultivate bodhicitta. Then also generate loving kindness and compassion. So wanted to benefit all sentient beings. So create a good intention. We're telling the disease, like you have to generate that.
I have a question about that too. Are you saying deities? So like, I want to know what their purpose and function is. Like, when you're praying to them, is it so they can help you move through the layers, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So also this more explain is coming to in the second section.
Okay, thank you.
The deities. So then you have to also create intention. The important is I want to realize Mahamudra. I want to liberate many beings. So that's important. Like we tell the disease, please create a good intention. And then also who read this, the person also need to create a good intention to the disease to reading. So who read, the person also need love, compassion to the disease. So who read this to the disease, if the person no compassion, and then not really connect to the disease. And without the devotion, then you also cannot connect to the Yadam deities, Buddhas. So that's why the who read, the performing this instruction to disease, the person create devotion to Buddha, and also like really, you want to help the disease, compassion to the disease. And then you can also tell the disease you have to generate bodhicitta, devotion to Buddha. So that's what we have to tell. So that's we have to tell many times. Then, so try to, important is like we need to get intention who die person. The die person is like get many distractions. Okay, so you have to read this and chant much ever you try to help, disease, pay attention to what you're saying. So that's why here says without permitting the intention of the dying one to be distracted even for an instant. So not let get distracted. Let disease pay attention to what you're sharing. So also the attending should remind him or her of past meditative experience. So someone who knows meditations, so we tell them, please don't forget, you did this, and the kind of practice you have, reminding again, so you have to reminding that disease. So introduction to sharing many times. Then if the someone is like, like better than you, someone die, like means good practitioner, someone die, you respect that person very strongly, then you have to tell that is, venerable. One, the inner reading of the ground is not arise before you, recognize it, and concentrate directly on its experiential cultivation for all others. One should introduce the inner reading of the ground. So that's, you have to say these words because you're reminding to that person. And even, spiritual high teachers die, somebody do this reminder too. So we don't know they really need or don't need, okay? But we have to do it anyway. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Some spiritual teacher died, then maybe there has obstacle too. Maybe they don't need anything, but anyway, there you have to tell this, Someone have to remind them. So then you is telling that this is like child of Buddha nature, say that person's name, lesson, pure inner radiance. Reality itself is no arise before you. Recognize it. So you have to recognize that. So then which kind you have to recognize, okay? Here is explained. Child of Buddha nature. This radiance essence, that is no your consciousness, awareness is a brilliant emptiness. So talk about, mind nature. Your consciousness, awareness is a brilliant emptiness, is mind's emptiness. It is beyond substance, beyond characteristics, and beyond color, completely empty of inherent existence in any respect whatsoever. This is the female Buddha Samanta body, the essential nature of reality. So we call female Buddha Samanta body, but the reality is nature of mind emptiness. Mind emptiness aspects called wisdom. So sometimes we call Buddha Samanta body. And so that's introducing natural mind. Then that emptiness also no nothingness. Here mentions like essence of your own consciousness, awareness is emptiness, yet this is not a vacuum, right? Vacuous or nihilistic emptiness. No nothingness. So that's the most important, but we don't have correct words to explain the natural mind. The another level, you cannot explain because all the words is dualistic state. And the nature is no duality. So then we cannot explain dualistic, conceptually, no duality experience. We use emptiness. Our experience emptiness means like no anyone here, the house is empty. So that is like, relative level empty, like, but in this empty means, another level. Have everything there, but no inherently nothing exists. So when you meditate, sometimes you have the ability, experience. Your mind is into more no-duality states. Your mind is no longer fixation to anything. Okay, so then all this object is naturally emptiness. If you meditate, your mind be into the natural states. We have even have 100 people here. You don't have any, fears. The 100 people, that's just oneness. Okay, so that's the core emptiness means, like seeing all is empty. Emptiness is seeing. So what we seeing itself is emptiness. Emptiness self is seeing the form. And that's we can put the words. But experience, when you meditate, your mind is no fixation to anything. Then naturally everything is emptiness. So that's why it's like no nothingness, emptiness means. This your very own conscious as awareness is unimpededly radiant, brilliant, and vibrant. This conscious awareness is the mere Buddha Samanta Bardo. See? So now we talk about Buddha has two things. One is called Yap, is female, male. One is called Yom, and female. And in this case, what is called Yom means emptiness aspect, wisdom. What means Yap, male is the consciousness, awareness aspect. See, unimpededly radiant, brilliant, and vibrant. So that is called Yap, is father. Yom means mother, is emptiness aspect, wisdom aspect. Yap means like, conscious awareness. And, unimpededly radiant, brilliant, and vibrant. So that aspect is called father. So these two is oneness, not separate. Do you understand? Okay, so that's our mind nature has Samanta body. The truly we call Dharmakaya. That's two inseparable is called Dharmakaya. Okay, we have that, but we don't recognize that. So that's the reason then we have in the Dharmakaya states we have these two wisdom aspect and method awareness aspect. Then this two is rising to the form is called father and mother. And so we call female Buddha and male Buddhas. Do you understand? So that's why we have in the Buddhist we have female Buddhas, Vajra Yogini, male is Chakra Sambara. This two is union. Reason is to say in the Dharmakaya states, this is within our mind nature. So this rising to the form body is female aspect, male aspect, two deities. It's union, it's oneness. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's you have to know then the whole this layout, Dharmakaya states, Sambhogakaya states. In the Dharmakaya states, we don't have deity's form body. In the Dharmakaya states, your mind is wisdom aspect, emptiness, and consciousness, awareness aspect. Okay? So this two is oneness, is called Dharmakaya. Do you understand? Okay, then these two appear to the form body, is called Yab and Yom. It's a Sambhonakaya, then we call Sambhonakaya, form body. So now in this first part, is right now we're sharing is a Dharmakaya part, and called Dharmakaya liberation. So Dharmakaya liberation, introducing what is Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya is our mind nature. Okay, so we have to recognize that. Long as you recognize that, you liberate. The Dharmakaya means the highest level liberation, first state liberation. So then this more explain about this nature of mind. This is the Dzogchen, the essence of Dzogchen instruction. Pema Sambhava, he shared many Dzogchen instructions. So Kaju say like Mahamudra instruction is come from Telopa, Naropa. Actually Buddha Vajradhara, Telopa, Naropa. Also Pema Sambhava also share lots. Kaju just normally called tradition called Mahamudra. Then Dzogchen is a Nyingma tradition called Dzogchen, but this both are actually different lineage is one teaching. You cannot really find this different. Okay, so now, introducing this natural mind. Right now is Mahamudra instruction here. The utterly individual presence of these two is Rang Ripungo. So emptiness aspect, awareness aspect. These two is the essence of your own awareness, which is empty without inherent existing, with respect to any substance whatsoever. So emptiness aspect, and your own consciousness awareness, which is vibrant and radiantly present. This is the Buddha body of reality. Is called Dharmakaya. Okay, so that natural mind is always with us, but we don't recognize. Same is like, some country has always pollution in the space, right? They don't see the clear weather, no any clouds in the space. Never see that kind. Do you understand? So our mind is already polluted. Thoughts, emotions, delusions. We never see the nature of mind. Some country always so much polluted all the time. Okay, that sometimes they see some little bit, but that never have 100% clear in the space. Do you understand? But actually, always the space is clear there, but problem is pollutions. And the fog or pollution, never see clear weather. So the same is we have the problems, like we have so much polluted our mind, like I'm begin less time until now. It's too thick, and we never see these natures. Okay, so now they're introducing that nature. So when we die, death, Bardo, the pollution is all gone. You see space, but some people never see before space. They don't recognize what is that. If you see space sometimes, and then where there is a clarity, like space. Okay, yeah, this is a space. You know, then you recognize. So that means like you meditate in this life during right now in the real birth Bardo, we meditate. In the Bardo, you realize the nature of mind, because the shows up that nature, and you recognize. So who has that is called liberation in the Dharmakaya state. We have to take break, right?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Or time is not much. What do we do? I think take break and come back again. Short break, okay? Short break, please, Tom Sangha.
10-15 minutes.
Yeah, 10-15 minutes.
10, 50, 20?
Hello, David. We are in a break. We're coming soon. Thank you. Hello, Debbie. I hope that you can do the test. Just calling to you. Okay, I hope that you can heal. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
afternoon, everyone. Okay, everyone ready? Zom Sangha is always ready. We are not ready here always. So now, first Bardo, the Dharmakaya Bardo we're sharing. So already introducing Dharmakaya, nature mind. And then, so another opportunity was mentioned in the teaching. So the energy, like our conscious, live from the body. What we share is before conscious live from the body, we have ability to realization. So now another reason, the conscious go left from the body, and some, people recognize that, some people don't recognize. But still this, if the practitioner, still this Dharmakaya, nature radiance is rising. So they're mentioned, your conscious is live from the body, and mind is already out of the body, but still meditator, some has experienced the radiance, this Dharmakaya nature is still rising. Many practitioner has opportunity to liberate in that state. So then in that time also, we have some instructions like sharing again, talk about the Dharmakaya, the nature, introduce again to the disease. So it's possibly recognized again. Then that's, so we're going to closing, the first liberation. Okay, first liberation means Dharmakaya liberation. So now here is we're going to do the second section Bardo. Okay, second section Bardo. is called reality Bardo. If you are the book, it's page 44. So here is the second introduction to the intermediate state of reality. So if liberation is still not attained through the above introduction, means like talk about all the Dharmakaya liberation, the disease didn't recognize, no liberate, then the intermediate state of reality, so intermediate reality Bardo coming, also called the third intermediate state. The third means like Dharmakaya has two levels. Dharmakaya liberation. One is when you breathe is ceases, right? Ceases. And you Dharmakaya rising, you can maybe liberate in that state. And then if not there, another opportunity is consciousness live from the body. Still, you have opportunity to recognize the nature of mind. Radiance is still there. So if this two is not, actually two is just one, first part. And then this third or second, reality Bardo comes. Reality Bardo is, so it is during the third phase that the bewildering apparitions, which are the products of past action, emerge. Therefore, it is extremely important to read aloud the following great introduction to the intermediate state of reality. At this juncture, it is most powerful and beneficial. So at around this time, means like reality Bardo coming that time, the bewildered relatives will be crying and expressing their grief. So you can see then the disease see the relatives. The relatives are crying or they're doing things, the disease can see. They will no longer be serving the disease share of the food. Then you recognize, oh, I'm not part of them, disease recognize. They will have removed his or her clothes and strapped down the bed and so forth. So or pick up the beds or change everything. Although disease can see them, they cannot see the disease. Although the disease can hear them calling out, they cannot hear the departed one calling back. So this is actually suffering, right? So the disease may turn away in a state of despair. It's kind of unhappy, yeah?
Despair. Yeah, terrible.
Despair. And then, so now, it's called reality Bardo coming in that time. Okay. When conscious out of the body, so still that time is like the Dharmakaya Bardo or inter-radiance rising. That time the disease don't have the appearances, and they don't have like karma arising. Karma is not ready that time rising. So just that after you have ability to see your nature and your consciousness not in the body. You can see your mind nature, but some recognize, some not. But then karma is not caused the disease yet. Okay, so in that time also introducing natural mind, Dharmakaya, very easy to recognize. Because disease also have own experience. You introduce and read this instruction, disease can recognize, liberate. Then if not there, then disease is slowly caught up by conceptual thoughts, karma. So then disease also experience. They see the relatives, everything, but they don't see him or her, right? This experience coming, And no, so conscious like have, this delusion is rising for them. So that is going to share here. So at that time, three phenomena, songs, legs, and the rest of light will arise. So we have seen, like we have a body, speech, and mind, right? And so this three is like body, speech, mind is rising in the external objects. Actually, your own body, your own speech, your own mind, but this is don't recognize. Do you understand? So I also put example like normally we have this house example, many things inside. All these objects you don't see outside, and all this house is gone, and then whatever inside this object is apart to the outside, everything. Same, we have this many these things like within us. When we have this body, we don't see. This body is gone, so same is like this house is gone, all this object is apart to the out. Similarly, and then our own delusion is rising to the in these form bodies, or radiance, or songs. So reality is our own delusion. So this three is coming, okay, rising. So then normally this is don't recognize. Someone who has practiced yadam deity, then there has ability to recognize too. So we say like here is like song is recognized, and the deity is mantra, or song is recognized is all emptiness song. So all the body is arising to the form, and you have ability to recognize all the seeing forms, the deity is form body. The mind is arising to this, so light. The light is you recognize is the nature of mind, and still have opportunity to recognize this. Like we normally say, we are Buddha, but due to our, body obstacle, speech obstacle, mind obstacle, we don't recognize we are Buddha. We are ordinary person. Okay, we have ordinary speech, we have ordinary mind, we have ordinary body. So that's then we are just become normal beings. If you really recognize, we are not ordinary beings, we are Buddha. See that the point is like you recognize we are Buddha, we don't recognize we are ordinary being. And if we don't recognize, then our body is Buddha's form, but non-recognized ordinary form. But if we don't recognize this speech is, then actually recognize your enlightened speech, but not recognize ordinary speech. If you recognize your mind is Buddha's mind, but if you don't recognize our mind is ordinary mind, because we have a subject and object, and conceptual thoughts. So now, when the disease, so now is this is rising to the form bodies, you see. So where it arises, and this disease may faint with fear, terror, or awe. So song is not recognized on emanation. The song is so strong, and so that makes the disease so terror and awe or fears. Then form is also no recognition, its own emanation, form body. Maybe that's due to that. The disease has lots of fears and terror or awe. So that's why here mentioned. Thus, during this period, the following great introduction to the intermediate state of reality should be given. So then we have to give these instructions to disease. Call the disease by name and say the following words, which correct pronunciation and clear. So child of Buddha nature, listen very intently and without distraction. There are 6 kinds of intermediate state of state. So 6 bardos, like I mentioned already in morning session. Namely, the intermediate state of living or natural existence. That's right now we are. In the intermediate state of dreams, so that means when you go for sleep and you have dreams. The intermediate state of meditative stability or concentration. So this is maybe right now, okay, because your mind is not really chasing the thoughts. If you really connect to teaching, is we call is meditation stability or concentration. That Bardo. Right now we are in that Bardo, okay? I hope so. Then that 3 is in the living Bardo. Then the intermediate state of the time of death, we already talked to that. When death comes, so Dharmakaya part is shining. The intermediate state of the reality, so that is it going to share here right now. And then the 6th is the intermediate state of consequent rebirth Bardo. The 5th and the 6th is going to share the teaching here. So, child of Buddha nature during and after death. So you were experiencing 3 intermediate states, 3 like death Bardo and Dharmakaya Bardo and reality Bardo. So that's death Bardo, death Bardo, reality Bardo, and becoming Bardo, birth Bardo, so 3. Then the intermediate state of the time of death, the intermediate state of the reality, and the intermediate state of rebirth. So this 3 is the first one we finish. Of these 3, it was the intermediate state of the time of death which you experienced until yesterday. Although the inner reading of reality arose during that time, you did not recognize it. So all this first death Bardo you didn't recognize, liberation, Dharmakaya. So now, as result, you have been complete to wander here. And now you will experience the intermediate state of reality. So then we say, following by the intermediate state rebirth, you must therefore recognize without distraction the instruction and events which I am now giving to introduce to you. So we're sharing this introduction given to the disease. So first, we tell the disease don't need to too sad, because reason, we make a little bit make happy for disease. Yeah. Sometimes we have problems then some people say oh, don't think this is not only your problem. Many people, everyone has these issues, so then they feel a little bit relaxed. We make more relaxed for disease first. Otherwise, they're not going to listen to you. Okay? So how to make relax them is Achara Buddha nature, okay? That which is called death has not arrived. Death is come. You are living this world. But in this you are not alone. See, not only you die, this happening to everyone. Do not be attached to this life. Do not cling to this life. So we're giving, instruction to the disease. Even if you remain attached and clinging, you do not have the power to stay. You will only continue to roam within the cycles of existence. You have to just go through, continue, right? Therefore, do not attach and do not cling. Think of the 3 precious jewels. We just tell the disease, don't attach to, and let go everything. And think about the Buddha and all this problem issue everyone has. Everyone going to die. Everyone going to lose everything. Not only you. And now in this time, the most important is you have to think about the Buddha Dharma Sangha. Child of Buddha nature. So, however terrifying the appearances of the intermediate state of reality, Might be, do not forget the following words. So whatever difficulty you have, we're telling the disease, please listen to this instruction, follow this teaching. Go further remembering their meaning. The creature point is that through them recognition may be a thing. If you recognize, you have opportunity to liberate. And alasa is a very kind of a sad word, alasa. Know as the intermediate state of reality arise before me, renouncing the mere thoughts of terror or fear. So we, renouncing or no release all these like fears, let go. So then what is important is I will recognize all that arise to be awareness, manifesting naturally of itself. So, whatever rising is, we have to recognize is rising from our own awareness. Like our mind is arising to the delusions. This appearance is not truly exist there. So same as dreaming, in the dream you have really fear, scared, nervous, you terrify something. But if you really recognize it is a dream, then what happened? All is gone, right? If you really scared the snake, example, in your bed, you don't have really good light, okay? Somebody put maybe like fake snake into your bed, yeah? You don't have a good light, you just see something there, and can you sleep with the fake snake together? So you scared, right? Extremely scared. Maybe you, what do? Maybe screaming out of your room. So same like that in the Bardo beings. Something happens for them they didn't recognize. It's my own delusion. They're scared that, they run away from that. Okay? So, I saw like one video like a couple of years ago, like the kids in the sun, okay, she has a shadow. She see the shadow herself, her shadow, she's screaming herself. And she running everywhere, the shadow goes around. Okay? So that's the Bardo experience. Because maybe she never see the shadow herself. Right? So here what going on is in the Bardo, what I told you, like this body is gone, then like same as this house is gone, is all these objects appear to the outside. They're very ugly. Inside the home is very nice, okay? Sitting, chair, beds, everything is good, but all of the room is gone, house is gone, then everything is maybe also blowing wind, hurricane something is really bad, right? So similar like that in the Bardo beings experience. It's actually everything's own experience, rising to be awareness, manifesting naturally of itself. So in that time, then what we have to do is, knowing such song, the songs is so strong, there's like 100 thunders, more strong than that song you hear in the Bardo. So like right now is a rocket shooting, right? Somewhere like fighting and maybe war going on. So maybe there's, this song is terrible, right? And that kind of, thousands of rocket shooting into space, like that kind of feeling that the all rocket is coming to them, like they feel like that. And the same is in the war people, they fear that, so nervous, scared. Similarly, in the Bardo beings have this experience. Songs, lights, and then see the rocket has lights, we see. All this right now, what you see, the war experience, exactly similar in the Bardo beings has rising this experience. Rest to be visionary, phenomena of the intermediate state. At this moment, have reached this creature point. That time is very important point. I must not fear the example of the peaceful and wrathful deities, which manifest naturally. Go forward, reciting these words distinctly, and be mindful of their meaning. So, this, the terrifying is rising. So you see that your on your bed you are mentioned, fake snake. You recognize it's a fake snake. You see yourself as crazy because if you don't recognize it, you can scream and you run away from that. But you really recognize it's a fake snake, you can laugh at yourself. Do you understand what you done yourself? So similarly, and you recognize this experience is your own delusions. It's dissolved to itself. But not recognize, then you have to run away from that. So that's why here says, with this point is like what we're sharing is this is not real snake, it's fake snake. Don't scared, okay? Just go back to your bed, pick up that. It's no snake there. Same like that, we're sharing instructions. So then we're sharing is child of Buddha nature. When your mind and the body separate, the pure luminous aspiration of reality itself will arise. So, before we talked like first Bardo, Dharmakaya, you have empty awareness aspect, right? And within yourself. So now that is effort to the form bodies. Same is like water, like mineral water, clear, pure water is become changed to the ice block. Do you understand? So like this kind of very beautiful spaces become momentarily clouded, thunders, something like that. So actually same space. Water is actually same water, but clear is the suddenly change to the ice block. Similar like that, your mind is become rising to external things. Even not recognize. No. So child of Buddha nature, when your mind and body separate, the pure luminous aspiration of reality itself will arise. Subtle and clear, radiant and dazzling, naturally bright and earthen, shimmering, right? Like a mirage or a plane in summer. So then, it's like see different ways, like you coming to your experience. So actually, whatever rising is a source is in mind nature. Is rising to the visionary appearances, but then this rising is like appearances rising is a different ways like this, dazzling, naturally bright and awesome, or shimmering like a merge or plane in summer. So know what we have to share through this is do not fear them. Do not be terrified. Do not be awe. So this word is coming to many times again. Reason is starting first day to all the way 12th day, I think, something like that. Each day has a different experience. So each day we have to tell the disease. Don't recognize, don't fear, don't scared. Just recognize it's your own visionary. Nothing, something there. So just recognize it itself. So that's what we have to sharing. That's why in this instructions many times coming. They were the naturally luminosity of your own nature reality. Therefore, recognize them as they are. From within this, like the natural song of reality will resound, clear and thunderous, reverberating like a thousands simultaneously, not 100, it's 1,000. 1,000 rocket is coming to what you think. So we really get fear scared, right? Where are we going to go? Runway to bunkers, go right? Yeah, so going to much ever you can hide something like Bardo beings exactly like that, runway, scared. Songs of your so see, thousands simultaneously pairs of thunder. This is the natural sound of your own actual reality. So do not be afraid, do not be terrified, do not be afraid. So why do not scare? The reason is the body that you know have is called a mental body. Mental body is not real body. Mental body is, same is like in the dream. If you have a dream, your dream is what you have right now in the wake up time, your body. You also exactly have this body go with you everywhere, right? You cannot have like bird's body with you in the dream. Do you? Right? We don't have like dog body with us, right? So when in the dream, you have right now what you have that body with you everywhere. So you can go everywhere. But reality in the dream, where we go, so body come with us is not really real body. Real body sleep in the bed. They cannot go any place because it's a physical body. And see, even we wake up if you want to go somewhere. So see, you need air tickets, you need transportation, you need passport, visa, so many requires. See, so real body goes somewhere is not easy. And then in the dream you can go everywhere. So, but you have a body with you. That body is called mental form body. So then exactly, Bardo being don't have a real body, but this Bardo being has a mental body. So that is the product by of subtle propensities and not a solid corporeal body of flesh and blood. So know what we're telling the disease, you don't have really body. No one can destroy you. Okay, why are you scared? See, think that's the good instruction, right? Therefore, whatever songs, light or rest may arise, they cannot harm you. For you are beyond death now. So no one can carry you. See? It is enough that you simply recognize the songs and the luminosities to be manifestation of your own actual reality. Just recognize my delusion. So in the dream, you have really nightmare. If you have ability to recognize this, I'm dreaming. What happened all these nightmares? Despair, right? See this in the Bardo, or your fear source visionary, right? It's despair. So, but not easy to recognize. Otherwise, everyone liberate. See how many people really recognize in the dream is a dream. Not really, right? The good if you get like in the dream, you can do good things, virtuous deeds. You feel like you practicing Dharma, you feel you practicing, meditation, you feel, you have a dream, you listening teachings. That is a good sign. As long as you have that, you have good ready. In the dream, really you recognize is I'm dreaming. You hold your awareness. Stay in the mind nature. That is, I don't think, not easy. So it must be very good practitioner, very high level practitioner.
Rinpoche, how do we know that this is not a dream?
How do we know?
That this is not a dream?
This is not dream?
How do we know? this is not a dream. This right now, with you here in Sedona.
Tomorrow you recognize. Or maybe next year. Okay. If our memory is very short, so sometimes it stay 1 week. Sometimes it stay like 1 month. When you was young, maybe stay 1 year. So now more older time is like 1 month, then forget. Okay, so right now I cannot say this is a dream, you cannot accept. In the dreaming time, somebody say it's your dream, then don't accept. And then when you wake up, then you recognize easily, oh, that's a dream. So anyway, right now is we cannot say this is a dreaming, okay? One day you recognize it's a dreaming.
Are there some tests that you can do though, like where it's like you have a shadow, you don't have a shadow?
So that test also,
Your reflection in the mirror.
Yeah. There's certain things. Waking dream versus sleeping dream.
but we don't have ability to test that in that time. Do you? I never test before so far.
In the waking dream, I thought I was dead once, and I was like, and then I was looking for my shadow. And then I saw it, and I was like, okay.
Okay, I'm
good.
alive.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know Bardo beings, like there's a no shadows.
Yeah, that,
In the dream also you don't have shadows. That's it, you know. So in the dream you recognize dream is you check yourself, no shadow, no footprint. That's why Malarepa, you know, Marpa Losa accepted. I'm going to share your teaching. So Malarepa so happy, but he didn't recognize its truth. Because he went through 7 years, you know, hardship and denying teaching. So suddenly, yes, you can come, I can share your teaching. Malarepa thinking he's dreaming. You know.
This is not true.
Yeah, he thinks it's not true. So he right away he went to outside. He put the feet in the ground. He checked the footprint. He checked the shadow. Okay. He said that, yes. Then he come back. But still he's scared, Marpa Losa. He stay in the door, you know, and he ready to run away. If Marpa Losa something happens, right? Never know Marpa Losa when going to angry. Never know. But Marpa Losa reality not angry, but he pretending angry, okay? Our angry is really emotional angry. Marpa Losa angry is like he pretending angry. And he needed to subdue the others. So different. And okay, so no child of Buddha nature. If you do not recognize these phenomena to be natural manifestations, whatever meditative practice you may have undertaken while in the human world, if you have not previously encountered this present instruction, you will fear the light, you will be awed by the sounds, and you will be terrified by the rays. If you do not understand this essential point of the teaching, you will not recognize the sounds, the light, and the rays, and you will continue to roam within the cycle of existence. See, even you have very good practice, but if you don't really recognize, you know, your own manifestation, right? But still you get suffering. So then, child of Buddha nature, you know, should you have moved on without recognition after having been unconscious for up to 3.5 days. So this is, you know, like normally people when die is like unconscious like 3.5 days. So we say dead means like still the disease is unconscious. So that's why you keep the body is 3 days is, you know, important reason is because this is like still, there. He didn't recognize he or that dead. You were awakening from unconsciousness and wonder what happened to me. So recognize this to be the intermediate state. Then we're telling that this is, you have to recognize, you are intermediate state. You are not alive. At this time, this aspect of the cyclic of existence are reversed into their own true nature, and all phenomena are arising as legs and Buddha bodies. So in that time, then all his, how to say what is going on is like aspect of the cyclic reverse into the own true nature, and all phenomena are arising as legs, means all rising to this different sounds, light, and the scale for form bodies. So now, in that time, what happens on the first day of the intermediate state of the reality or space, where arise as blue light. It's going to introduction here is a peace for deity and wrath for deities. So reality, Bardo, is we have this body. We have aggregates, elements, and then we have constitutions, like something, faculties, and senses, objects. All this is effort to the form bodies. Actually, it's own, but we don't recognize it's my own, emanations. So, example, this aggregate is rising to the form bodies. So element also rising to this different, songs. So that's why this is, not knowing that what going on there. So now is this introduction we share you is like you understand, make sense for you. Another reason, you see this, tankas here we have in this text I put there. So how can like you rising like this, but this form is, going to explain here. You can understand why is this rising. On the first day of the intermediate state of the reality or space will arise as blue light. Okay, first day is like when we die. First day, second day, third day. This 3 days cannot count because unconscious. The first day means fourth day. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's here you can see very clearly what I'm talking about. So then in this state, it's like we have a thing about 5 elements, right? Which element is rising first? Space, where arise blue light. So we have this space within us, body. That's why you can move your body. And space, like 5 elements, our body we have. The space, fire, water, earth, then air. See, this element we have. So now this element is right now we have, but when die, this element is into the rising to in this experience. So this is called our own element, but it's effort to in the space. I mentioned, this the house is gone, all these things effort to outside. Similarly, when this body is gone, so the reality, Bardo, means our own elements is effort to is rising to in the how to say appearances, right? Appearances. So now first one is space where arise as blue light. At this time, from the center Buddha fell called the pervasive summoning point. Center Buddha is called Buddha Vairochana. See, the transcending Lord Vairochana were drawn before you. His body white in color. So the Buddha's body is white in color, seated on a lying throne, holding in his right hand a spot where and embraced by his consort Akasa, what is it called? Davi Savari, I think so. So you see the form body here, and that's the rising. The second picture image, white color. Then so now element is a space element. Space element is represented with this consort Akasa Davi Savari. Dati was Savari. Okay, so that's the space. Then a blue luminosity, reddening and clear bright light dazzling, indicative of pristine cognition reality expands. So now, what is rising is a blue luminosity. Blue luminosity, reddening and clear, bright and dazzling, indicative of pristine cognition reality expands. Pristine cognition, which is the natural plate of your aggregates of consciousness. So now see this Buddha, Vairochana is actually our aggregates of conscious aggregates. So we have 5 aggregates, right? The first one is aggregates of consciousness. So now we have mind, yeah, mind. Consciousness is mind, yeah? Okay. So impure is consciousness. Is pure is, then is so Buddha here is mentioned, which Buddha is Vairochana, Buddha Vairochana. So the reality is, what is Buddha Vairochana? Your consciousness. If you recognize, it's called Buddha Vairochana. If you don't recognize your own consciousness. So that's why we say, like, if you recognize you are Buddha, you don't recognize you are ordinary. Do you understand?
So through like the subtle bodies, would that be considered the lower mind and then the higher mind?
What?
Sorry, I'm just connecting pieces. I think I know the answer.
Okay.
What's the answer?
So you have to know. I'm going to share you this. This is you have to understand. Long as you understand this, all these 5 Buddhas very easy. If you don't understand this one, then other is also still confusions. Okay, so we have 5 aggregates. Who knows 5 aggregates? Do you remember the names? Really? Okay, here. Okay, we have try. Okay. Body, form, body, feeling, and sensation, consciousness, then mental form body or something, mental formation. I think mental formation. So this is called 5 aggregates. So no, we don't recognize it's 5 aggregates, impure 5 aggregates. Okay, you recognize it's called 5 Buddhas. Yeah. Then we have 5 elements. If you recognize it's 5 female Buddha, if you don't recognize 5 elements. So now, what means recognize? Really, recognize means you have to recognize it is emptiness. Like feeling is, you recognize emptiness. emptiness is a feeling. Feeling is no other than emptiness. So here is, you see, we have to recognize our mind is luminosity. Luminosity is mind. Mind is no other than, luminosity, emptiness. Luminosity, emptiness is mind. Do you understand? Same, here, then if you recognize, space, if no, we don't recognize it's a space. If you, long as you recognize space is called akasa. Dati Vasavari means like the female Buddha. So now what happened is these aggregates, our elements, all this is come out, apart to form. Then you get fractal and scared. But you really recognize it's my own emanation, or everything is dissolve itself. So that's the teaching is here sharing, yeah. And we talk about like, all these impure things, ordinary. Is fire is ordinary fire, they're going to burn you. Okay? So fire is become like, like we have actually our own fire, but external fire also affected to you because they're going to burn us. And we also have our own water element with us, but water can drown us, right? And we have wing with us, our own wing, but external wing also can blow us too. So then what is next one? Yeah, earth. See, earth. So earth can, earth is like also we can see. We can like earth can destroy us. Like you can like earth you heavy. If throw of the earth we are going to die. So anyway, this all the element affected us. Do you understand? So that's why this makes sense. Is like when reach to enlightenment, realizers, the element everything's rising to Maras. See, Buddha Shakyamuni, he going to reach to enlightenment. The talk about when he's ready to enlightenment, and then many Maras come to him. They try to stop him. So Buddha Shakyamuni, not pay attention to them. And he just stay in the samadhi, and all this Maras die itself, release itself. So they throw the war pains, it become all the war pains, come to the flowers. And see, when Malarepa is reached to enlightenment, so the hunters caught Malarepa, they put him in the fire. Fire didn't affect the Malarepa. Fire never burned her. So Malarepa thought, like he mentioned himself, I'm Malarepa, fire is already controlled. He has ability to, his own fire and external fire is oneness. So fire cannot burn him, affected to him. He realized fire is emptiness. And their hunters put him in the water. So Malarepa cannot drown, right? Drown, and and Malarepa laughing himself, I am free from all the elements affected. These guys didn't recognize, because they want to kill him, Malarepa. They think Malarepa is the not human being, spirit. Another level, they're just jealousy, angry, upset. Because hunters went to the mountain, they didn't get any animals to hunt, and they're so hungry, tired. Then they saw Malarepa, they're upset. And then they just, they're no hunt, they're just making torture to Malarepa. Okay? So Malarepa, free from all these elements affected. Because he has already control elements. The contour means like many reasons. There are outer level practice, inner level practice, secret level, Mahamudra level practice. So easy to share like highest level here, long as you realize all element is emptiness. Not exist truth. So you recognize yourself also truly emptiness, not exist yourself. Then you have ability to control all the elements. So now here, talk about the 5 Buddhas. So now see, where is these 5 Buddhas really come from? It's our aggregate. Where is this female Buddha, we talk about where is female Buddhas come from? Also our own elements. Okay, so that is rising. So now here is the first one is, Buddha Vairocana, its element is consciousness. And the concert is element, it's aggregate is consciousness, sorry. Aggregate is consciousness, element is the space. Okay, so if you recognize, you are become the, Buddha. If you don't recognize, then still this affected to you. So now first day what happened is the space elements, consciousness is effort in the form. They're making you scared. The normally people don't recognize, of course, it's our own emanation. So practitioners who especially practice Yadam deity, then they recognize that is Buddha Vairocana. And female Buddha Akasa Davasavari. So they recognize, and then all this dissolve to itself. They naturally liberate. So we emanate from this heart of Vairocana and his concert. And it will shine precisely before you at the level of your heart, with such brilliance that your eye cannot bear it. So the point is like there, very powerful blue light, red and clear bright light is rising from Buddha Vairocana's heart. Okay, so that's too powerful. This is very scared. Okay, so get fears, run away from that. And you are meditator, you are Dharma practitioner, especially Yadam deity practitioner. So this light radiate is you recognize pristine cognition of reality. It expands, means Dharma Dharma wisdom. Dharma Dharma wisdom is, consciousness, truth. If it's called Dharma Dharma wisdom. Do you understand or no? Kind of.
Yeah.
So we have to explain this lots, otherwise you don't understand the next ones. If you recognize this, understand this, other one very easy. Then just change to the, different elements, different aggregates, different Buddha. That's the reason, we don't have time to go all these each Buddhas.
So if you recognize that it's Vairocana, oh, here I am, pristine cognition or whatever, you're liberated then and you don't have to see everybody else, or are you done? Right, you have to go through all of them, or are you done?
In this teaching, Pema Sambhava says you liberate.
Okay.
So far, I don't have this experience. So otherwise, I'm not here. Otherwise, we are not here, okay?
Not yet.
But Buddha Vairocana appears to everyone, right? Whether you have good karma or bad karma, that
Buddha Vairocana is consciousness.
consciousness, yeah, for everyone.
So everyone has a consciousness, right? So then people don't recognize that. And then, we don't have a, we don't have a Dharma Dharma wisdom, we have a consciousness. So now the point is when in the Bardo blue light, very powerful comes, okay? don't scared of that. And see, you don't get fear that. Okay, so you have to then really single-pointedly meditate, supplication to Buddha. And all this, you are become, the delusion is gone. And you liberate to Dharma wisdom. Do you understand? Dharma wisdom is just the true nature, reality. You liberate in that. So, who have you that liberation? Buddha Vairocana. So you have become, we call liberation to Buddha Vairocana, Center Buddha. Then together with this luminosity are draw white light, indicative of the realm of the gods, were also drawn directly before you and touched to your heart. At this time, under this ebb of negative past actions, sway of negative past actions, you were wish to flew in fear and terror from this bright blue light. So, which is the pristine cognition of reality is expands, and you will come to perceive the draw white light of the God's realm with delight. Don't go to wrong directions, okay? See, that time you have two lights. One is, Dharma wisdom light. Yeah, is form body of Buddha Vairocana. One is your, so it's your God realm karmic imprint. So you have, karma to birth to God's realm. So that light is a white color, but it's not that powerful light. Maybe more soft, more comfortable, more nippled, you like to follow that. It's negative actually, but you see it's positive. Other is too powerful, other is like you feel very comfortable. And then don't forget the blue powerful light, okay? The point is, so then, don't run away from powerful blue light, and don't chasing this white, it's dim light. Draw white light. Draw white light is negative energy. Maybe our ego.
Would you relate it to unconscious energy? Would you relate it to unconscious energy?
Unconscious means?
Like unaware.
Unaware, you mean?
Someone help me.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Alaya consciousness. Unconscious alaya consciousness.
Alaya.
Yeah. That's the store consciousness.
I think that's also coming down more. Alaya consciousness.
Well, that's the unconscious. That's the.
Like the white light you're describing, is that like would you relate that to like unconscious repressed energy?
Unconscious, right?
Unconscious, not conscious. Like
unconscious.
habitual alaya,
Yeah, kind of unconscious. Could be.
karmic.
Yeah, just it's a kind of like, negative light. Other is positive light. So the arising two, one is positive, one is negative. You're conscious. So negative is like due to because our ego. And positive is because due to your nature. See? So we have to follow the nature, not follow the fake one and the ego one.
The false light.
Yeah, okay. So if you follow the nature one, it's called Buddha Vairocana. And blue light. but not always blue light is good, okay? And this two lights always comes. No, it's white light is better here, right? But next is white light is a good one.
Brighter.
Yeah,
You have to go to the brightest one.
yeah, bright one. So, so this the draw white light is ego. You know, ego is the God's realm karma, karmic imprint. So that is rising. We have ego. The ego also rising to in this experience. We also don't directly see before you and touch to your heart. That's also directly come to touch to our heart, white light too. At that time, under the sphere of negative past actions, so due to our ego karma, you will wish to flew in fear and terror for the bright blue light, because we scared the fear blue light, and maybe you go to wrong directions. So what I mentioned, this weather is very beautiful, right? In the space, it's blue. Some country maybe never has like this blue color. In the space, blue comes, maybe they're scared, something wrong. Fears. So like that. And this persistent incarnation reality we never get before maybe experience. And that's why, like Dharmakaya, you really recognize the nature of Dharmakaya. You liberate. No, you don't recognize, but that nature is rising to light. Okay, same is like what I told you, the water is rising to the ice block. So you have to recognize that the ice block is water. Same this, blue light is we have to recognize persistent incarnation of reality, expands. And you will come to perceive the draw white light and of the God realm with delight. The go to the God realm. So then what we have to do is in this, the light ray of the Tathagata, which is the core, the persistent incarnation of reality expands, is blue light. Having confidence in it, be drawn to it with longing devotion. So if you think, the blue light is persistent incarnation, form body of Buddha Vairochana, you create devotion and supplication to Buddha, you liberate. If you chasing the white dim one and go to next round, next day. So having confidence in it, be drawn to it with longing devotion, pray with devotion, thinking this is the light ray of transcending Lord Vairochana's compassion. I take refuge in it. So for this in reality is the transcending Lord Vairochana and his consort come to escort you on the dangerous pathway of the intermediate state. So we call the Buddha Vairochana and his consort, but reality our own mind, conscious. If you recognize it's Buddha, we call Buddha Vairochana. And space, if we don't recognize a space element, recognize is Buddha Vairochana's consort, come to escort you on the dangerous pathway of the intermediate state. This light ray of Buddha Vairochana compassion, therefore do not rely on the draw white light of the God realm, do not be attached to it, do not cling to it. This draw white light is the inverting path created by your own habitual tendency for deep delusion, which yourself generated. If you become attached to it, you will roam within the God realms and be drawn into the cyclic of existence of the sixth class of beings. This draw light is an obstruction, blocking the path to liberation. So, obstacle. Do not locate it. Be devoted to the bright blue light. So you have to really devotion to blue light. Focus instantly on the transcending Lord Vairochana And repeat after me the following aspirational prayer. So this prayer is a separate, actually, we have, and each Buddha's prayer separation. I have another book, we have this one. In this prayer, it says, as are wrong in cyclic existence, driven by deep-seated delusion. May the transcendent Lord Vairochana draw me forward, leading me on the path of radiant light, which is the pristine cognition of reality's experience. May the supreme counsel Akasa, the Divasavari, support me from behind, and thus in sacred may I be rescued from the fearsome passageway of the intermediate state, and be escorted to the level of utterly perfect Buddha. By making this aspirational prayer with a fervent devotion, you will dissolve into rainbow light in the heart of Vairochanas and his consort. And you will attain Buddhahood as the Buddha body of perfect resource. In the central Buddha fair of the dancing Araya Gendawa, you have something, that's the called name of the Pure Line. So you're going to reach to in that Pure Line. Good? So no, it's the follow same idea. So we have 5 emotions. Do you know 5 afflictive emotions? Ignorance first, attachment second, anger is third. So these 3 is we call 3 poisons. And then number 4 is pride. Pride, ego. Then jealousy. So this 5 is called 5 afflictive emotions, Yeah, this 5 afflictive emotion. Then another also what we have 5 elements. Then what we have 5 aggregates. 15. If you recognize 5 elements, 5 aggregates, 5 afflictive emotions. If you knowing really truth, 5 aggregates is 5 Buddha. 5 elements is 5 female Buddha. 5 afflictive emotions is 5 wisdom. So it's positive 15, negative 15. But they don't have a separate. That negative itself is positive. Positive itself is negative. Which direction you take it? Do you understand? So Vajrayana teaching is very easy to understand actually. 15 things. You go wrong directions, 15 things negative. Samsara, ordinary. These 15 things you realize, recognize is Buddha. Buddha body, Buddha's wisdom, and Buddha's concert or wisdom, anything, concert. So that's the Vajrayana teaching. In here right now we're going to talk about the day 1, which Buddha comes. Buddha Vairochana, right? Buddha Vairochana. Which elements? Space. Which the concert? Her name is very hard. Yeah, just Buddha Vairochana's concert, right? So we need to count 15 things. Each Buddha this have 15 things. So no 15 things, sorry, elements. 1 aggregate is conscious, right? Buddha is Vairochana. 2. The 5 negative, 5 positive.
What are you asking?
Right? Think so?
So the next element.
Okay, so see, the emotion is which emotion? in this first one.
Ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance.
So you,
Ignorance is which wisdom?
pristine cognition.
Yeah, precognition or Dharma Dharma wisdom. Normally, generally we say Dharma Dharma wisdom. In this teaching, talk about pristine cognition. So, ignorance and think about it, okay. So we follow this way. Ignorance and Dharma Dharma wisdom. These two. So now the light, blue light is, what is that blue light? Dharma Dharma wisdom. What is bright light? No, not like white color, door white light. It's ignorance, right? Say ignorance, associated with ignorance. Because reason is door. And ignorance transform is Dharma Dharma wisdom. Then, okay, element is space and concert is, name is like something there. Her name's heart. Okay. Then, conscious associated with Buddha Vairocana. Element is associated with the concert. Emotions associated with wisdom. Do you understand? So we have to pick up three things first. Three negative, three positive. So now, very easy. So in this so far, which three negatives? No, ignorance.
Anger.
No, ignorance. Because associated with the Dharma Dharma wisdom.
Thodol.
Yeah.
Consciousness. Consciousness.
Lose of awareness.
I think he was asking like for three
Three negatives.
The three negatives.
I don't.
ignorance. Are they the core ones? What are they the core three ignorances? Like ignorance,
not
anger,
ignorance,
and
So we have five afflictive emotion.
Yeah.
Dharma Dharma wisdom is associated with one.
Ignorance.
Ignorance. Okay. Then we have five aggregates.
Consciousness.
So Buddha Vairocana is associated with one.
Oh, form.
Form, right?
Yeah.
Buddha Vairocana.
Space. Form.
Here says like consciousness.
Consciousness.
But I thought it's form body, form.
Right?
Yeah, normally form, right?
Form.
Okay, so then,
I mean form.
yeah,
Because that's the first of the aggregates.
yeah.
it's like trivia.
The form next is what is it? Feeling, right?
Emotion.
No, it's a
It's form, feeling.
Oh.
Sensation.
form, feeling, sensation, consciousness.
Consciousness. And
It's form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. Perception.
Okay, so now we have to figure out this. I want you figure out.
Which one virus
Uh,
is?
I get it correctly every time, but no, I confuse. So now you have to figure out.
We have homework.
I think it's form. You said form at some point. No?
Its form is correct.
Okay.
So what happening is here is, okay, Buddha Vairocana, right? And door light is white light, right? So that is not really anger. No, sorry, no ignorance. Not ignorance. It's ego, right?
pride,
Pride,
yeah.
yeah, part of pride. The reason is why happening this.
Because it's the God realm. The God realm is
Yeah.
pride. Not
So no think about the Buddha Vairocana.
Oh.
This ignorance come to the last one. The last is ignorance.
The last is ignorance.
Oh.
That's right.
So
The
this,
last of the Buddha family?
yeah.
So the emotion isn't ignorance here, it's actually pride?
So here is say Buddha Vairocana, right?
Yeah.
Central Buddha.
Yeah.
But actually ignorance, right? Transform.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you recognize, you liberate, the whose obstacle there?
Your pride.
The next negative is obstructing there.
Oh, so pride obstructs your.
Yeah, pride is obstruction.
Oh. So that's what ties the whole thing together.
The whole things move different directions.
Oh.
Yeah.
安吉可以学游泳了，那实在是家里他应该有游泳衣的吧？
Oh. Hello everyone, here John. Okay, so this obstacle is ego, right? So now like the move like little bit different directions. The okay. Dharma wisdom is actually of course like source of ignorance. But no, we talk about the Buddha Vairocana. Is Buddha Vairocana form. Like this is cyclic existence, right? Okay. Buddha Vairocana and the Dharma wisdom, which one's obstructing?
The
Ego.
ego. Right. And that's why the dull white is
Yeah,
the
dull
God
light,
realm.
white dull light.
And that's the God realm.
Yeah, Gara.
Ego is the God realm.
Yeah. And the next one, Buddha Vajrasattva, right?
Wow.
Buddha Vairocana, Dharma wisdom. But which one is obstacle there? Actually, Buddha Vajrasattva is transformed wisdom, is Dharma wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Anger purification is Dharma wisdom. But not anger is obstacle there. Obstacle is Buddha Vairocana, I mean the yellow one, yeah, yellow lights. Yellow lights is Rina Sambhava. Yeah, yellow light is a dull light.
That's
We need actually draw something this.
I know.
I get, but I had to explain.
Somebody's hungry.
It's demigod, isn't it? Jealousy?
Yeah, demigod.
Yeah, jealousy.
Demigod light is a obstacle to Buddha Vajrasattva or Ahobhya. But actually, Ahobhya means source is anger purification.
Interesting.
You can't make a smile if you're angry.
So then, okay, next one, we go to like right now is like, okay, blue light is a great one, white door is bad, right? The second is white light is positive, and the yellow is negative.
Wow.
Then follow to next one is yellow is positive, and the red is negative.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Then red is positive, become dark green is negative.
Interesting. Okay.
What's the difference?
Which side of coin you're on?
One is pride and one is doubt.
Is it,
Interior.
is it the brightness?
That's interesting.
Interior choice.
See, Buddha Vairocana, is purification, ignorance, right? Buddha Vairocana, like blue light comes, cannot compare, they cannot rising the ignoring light together. Because ignorance not exist in that time.
Oh, because he's purified it.
Yeah, purified. Like ignorance is not there because it's become ignorant is not there, is pure blue like Buddha Vairocana. And then which is obstacle? Next one. White light, right? Okay. So move to the second white light is Vajrasattva. Then, anger cannot affect it to that because anger is purified. The Buddha Vajrasattva effort to anger is not there. Then who's the negative light? It's jealousy. Jealousy light. Because go to affect it to other way. Now do you understand?
So then the next one is Ratnasamvara.
Yeah.
And so then
the next is Buddha Amitabha.
Oh, next is Amitabha?
Yeah, Amitabha, then green light is
After Vajrasattva?
after Vajrasattva, Rinasambhava.
Yeah, so after Vajrasattva is Ratnasamvara, so then the positive light for Ratnasamvara would be the yellow.
Yeah.
And then the negative would be
Red color.
red, because
Yeah.
Amitabha comes next.
Yeah.
Interesting. Got it.
We will send that diagram. with
Yeah,
colors
we'll
and-
have ChatGPT. It requires maybe some background.
This is very confusing. I'm in ignorance for sure.
That means that we're in the ignorance state.
Excellent. My super space.
I think we can finish it there, right?
I think so. It's in the teacher, we have to stop my brains.
Any questions?
What the heck, guys? That's why we read the book again. Almost,
That's interesting.
yeah.
So
We're colorblind.
we already Buddha here.
You have no afflictions in the Bardo.
In the central Buddha fed of the jinns, Arya, Gan, Vyuha, Sanskrit name. Tibetan is called Longchu Dzogpo Sangjebanjoro. We saw Dupo Kubishin comes. We saw we means the center Buddha. And then this called liberation Dharmakaya. Because you recognize it's Buddha, not ordinary. That's why I call Dharmakaya liberation. So Dharmakaya liberation has six opportunities. Each this Buddha.
There's 5 Buddhas and then what's
Then there's the sixth day all together.
Okay.
Yeah,
What color is that light when they're all together?
all together.
Okay.
Only the sixth day is called the missing the accomplishment wisdom.
And it's each day.
No, each day this comes each Buddha.
Each Buddha, so by the 6th day, it's all of them.
All of them,
Okay.
but except the accomplishment wisdom is not there. Only 4 wisdom comes because you not accomplish.
Okay. Okay.
Not yet.
But there's still an opportunity.
Yeah. When you accomplish, then you have 5.
Okay.
But your seeing is 4 light.
Okay.
4 like this light radiance. 4 different color light radiance. Not a 5.
Okay.
6th day. So 4 colors together.
It's like, oh. Okay. It's day 6.
So that's 6.
Okay.
Then, so relatively then 9 or 10.
Right, because if you.
Already past 3 days.
Right. Okay.
So that's called Dharmakaya liberation.
Okay.
And then this each element is every day different. Element different, aggregate is different, emotion different.
So the 7th day,
Yeah.
there's usually a puja, an Amitabha puja.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the 7th day, that's like so that whole week you have time to like maybe get it. And then like the 7th day, someone comes in and does an Amitabha puja
So
to help you along.
so
The color.
the just
Right.
Amitabha Buddha is this I don't know how to count because some people go count day 1 to day 7.
Right.
Some people like practitioners do like starting 4th day is day 1.
Right.
Yeah,
And then 49 days from that fourth day
Yeah.
is the actual Bardo.
yeah.
Interesting.
So it's not really clear here too.
Okay. It's fascinating.
Depends.
Depends, yeah. Depend the practitioners how to take this, instruction.
Or if they find you too late.
I hope not too late.
Me too.
So it's really beautiful this one, but we have to some sections we have to explain the reasons because why this light, why is this experience coming, and how to dissolve this. So then many people think, oh, this is only for the Buddhist practitioner, Yedam Deity practitioner has only this experience, or maybe every single being has this experience. Caution, right? Think about why is everyone?
Because we're all the same true nature, then emptiness.
Yeah.
Be separate.
That means everyone has to practice identities, right? In order to become like.
Yedam Deity is not somewhere else. Like that means deity means like within us.
No, I mean like everyone is not practicing Buddhism in this life, right?
Yeah.
Chana has everything, so
Yeah.
But the non-Buddhists, when they pass away, they have to recognize all these Buddhas, right? That's why they need instruction or practice.
Yes.
Otherwise, no one recognize, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
the body recognize.
Body, oh yeah,
Body
maybe,
wake
yeah.
So think about okay.
Not to think.
We have to think again this. Okay, thank you, Zom Sangha. We're going to finish here. See you tomorrow. And
You have dedication, Kempo?
dedication
Liberating the first stage, right?
is required.
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll do dedication. This morning I cannot share this. No, I can share.
Excellent.
By this virtue, may I achieve emanation of defeating all enemies' confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where is unborn may arise, where is born may not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have good health. I pray that Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activities separate far and wide. I pray that I may not separate from you. As Minjushri the Vero realized autonomic state and as did Samantha, but I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of true unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merit I share bear fruit. By the virtues collected the three times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by in the rule of virtue, may I under all sentient beings quickly attain and surpass perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teachings of Great Digompa Ranashir, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue in increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, Zom Sangha, thank you. Trashidale.
Thank you, Kempo.
Hi.
Thank you,
Hi,
Kempo.
Kempo.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the day. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Continue tomorrow. Don't forget.
Thank you, Kempo.
And Kempo's starting time doesn't change, but ours does. So we'll start at 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So we'll spring forward 1 hour.
Eastern, we're not Eastern time.
Okay. Who live in the East Coast? Take that,
Yeah.
into your mind. Who live in the West Coast? It's okay.
Take that. to
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Bye, Debbie. Bye, everybody.